In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create planets in After Effects. Let's get to it. Here we are in After Effects, and in order to create a planet, we need the planet surface map. And there is a link in the description where you can download the planet surface map textures for free. And here you have a few ones: the Earth clouds, the day map, night map, Mars, and some of the star backgrounds. So once you add these textures to After Effects project, what you want to do is to select the one that you want to create. So in my case, the Earth day map. Click and drag it to the timeline, and that will automatically create the composition with the same resolution as our texture. And this is 8K, so quite high in terms of resolution. So this is the Earth day map, and if we were to use this to create the planet, it will look very unnatural because it's missing the clouds. So in order to add clouds, we can simply drag and drop the clouds, which you can download from the same website, by the way. So click and drag them to the timeline above the Earth map. And then we need to set the mode of the clouds to screen. So click toggle switches on modes and set the mode of the clouds to screen so they are overlaid together. And if the clouds are too intense, you can select the cloud texture, press T on a keyboard, and decrease the opacity to something like 75 or 50, up to you. So after you're happy with how this looks, let's go back and create a new composition. And give this the size that you want. So in my case, I'll leave it at 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, and 10 seconds for the duration. Click OK. And here we're going to drag the composition that we created with the Earth map to the timeline. Then open Effects and Presets and search for CC Sphere. Then add this effect to the composition, and that'll automatically create the sphere, and here we have the planet. So now let's head over to the Effect Controls panel, and here we can adjust stuff like the rotation, the radius, or pretty much the size, the light, and the shading. So I'm going to create a simple Y rotation animation with the perfect loop. So place the time indicator to the start of the timeline and create a keyframe for rotation Y. Then go to the end of the timeline and set the Y rotation to 359 degrees, so we have a perfect seamless loop, right? So the planet will slowly rotate like this. And then we can adjust light. So I'm going to set the light intensity to 125, just to slightly brighten up the scene, and increase the light height to 75. And you can also control the light direction to illuminate the planet from like different angles. So I'll leave it at default. And I'm also going to set the specular to 0, so we don't have any specular highlights. And this is our planet. After this point, you can add a background or leave it transparent if you want. In my case, I'm going to add the stars background. I'm going to drag and drop this below. Press S on the keyboard and scale it down because it is 8K. So something like this, so we have a nice background. And I'm also going to add a very subtle glow to the edges of the planet. And for this, I'm going to use the layer styles. Let's right click on the composition and select layer styles, then select outer glow, then open the settings. And here I'm going to set the color to be white and size to be 200. And then opacity, set it to 5. And this will be barely noticeable, but if we zoom in and toggle this on and off, you can clearly see that there's some light on the edges of the planet. And now we can go ahead and do the preview. So here we have a planet Earth with the clouds nicely rotating. And if you want to create a different planet, it is super easy. All you have to do is to open this composition with the Earth map. And here, just disable the ones that you have here. And say you want to use the Mars, so drag and drop the texture here. Then go back to the composition, the main one, and here you have the Mars rotating. So you can simply create as many planets as you want the same way. And that is how you create planets in After Effects. Thanks for watching.